Hello and a very warm welcome. Thank you, Pranavi, for joining in. We are going to resume where we left in the last session from this book, The Power of Intentions. And we are reading about how to, we actually started with the mini program to to raise our energy vibrations. We had read about becoming conscious of our thoughts. We read about making meditation a regular practice in our lives, and we read about becoming conscious of the food we eat. And I think we also read, yes, we read retreat your lower energy substances. Then today we are going to start with becoming conscious of the energy level of the music you listen to. So let me very quickly start sharing the screen so that we can read it. That is slow. All right. Become conscious of the energy level of the music you listen to. Harsh, pounding, musical vibrations with repetitive, loud sounds lower your energy level and weaken you and your ability to make conscious contact. Don't do this, na. I need to do. Okay, thank you. Loud sounds lower your energy level and weaken you and your ability to make conscious contact with intention. Similarly, the lyrics of hate, pain, anguish, fear, and violence are low energy, sending a weakening message to your subconscious and infiltrating your life with similar attractor energies. If you want to attract violence, then listen to the lyrics of violence and make violent music a part of your life. If you want to attract peace and love, then listen to the higher musical vibrations and lyrics that reflect your desires. I absolutely agree with it because when you are in a sad mood, normally it happens vice versa. Either when you're sad, you listen to the sad songs, or else when you listen to the sad songs, you get in the vibration of sadness.
Yeah, few people would like to brood on the condition, Karishma. They feel so beautiful when they brood on the situation. So when they start listening to the happy music, they're just making an effort to shift their mind frequency. But few of them, they prefer the same thing because they wanted to stay in the same vibe and they don't want to come out of it.
So true. And have you ever realized that when you are in a bad mood, for example, you had a fight with your spouse, and all of a sudden the radio starts singing romantic songs. You're like, switch it off. It is all bullshit. I don't know what the hell are they talking about. And when you are in a happy mood and you are like you are in good connection with your husband, you're like, isn't it? You're such a nice husband, right? Am I audible? Hmm.
Yes, Karishma, at times it does happen. Yes.
All right, let's go ahead. So we agree with this point कि हाँ हम जैसा म्यूजिक सुनेंगे हमारी वाइब्रेशन उसी लेवल पे हो जाती है. And if we want to be in a very spiritual alignment and this and that, so maybe when we listen to few bhajans and maybe to the spiritual discourses, we feel that way as well. So it is always, it always matches the vibration. When you have you ever seen that when you go for gymming, they always have the music that motivates you, that is really pumping, so that you also match to the rhythm of it. Be aware of the energy levels of your home environment. Prayers, paintings, crystals, statues, spiritual passages, books, magazines, the colors of the walls, and even the arrangement of your furniture all create energy into which you are catapulted, catapulted, catapulted for at least half of your waking life. While this may seem silly or absurd, I urge you to transcend your conditioned thinking and have a mind that's open to everything. The ancient Chinese art of Feng Shui has been with us for thousands of years and is a gift from the ancestors. It describes ways to increase the energy field of our home and workplace. Become aware of how being in high energy surrounding impacts us in a way that strengthens our lives and removes barriers in our connection to intention. I've heard of Feng Shui. I have heard of Vastu Shastra. Um, I'm sure it does have some impact, because of which now it is very, in nowadays when you are constructing your home, when you're doing some renovations, people generally ask the interior designers who knows the Feng Shui, Vastu Shastra, and I don't know, there are a few more things of the same sciences that, they help you design your home as per the Vedas or whatever it is, that your this direction should have this thing, your that direction should have that, blah, blah, all of that. I'm not good at it, so but I have a little this thing about it. There is this science there.
What I feel is I will just make sure that uh, the sun energy and the light energy would get spreaded in all my rooms, because sun is pratyaksha daivam. So I will just make sure of only that, Karishma. Vastu and all, I seriously don't have much idea. But then these days, those houses and all are, automatically designed with Vastu itself. Yeah, but I don't totally believe as such. But then few things like the light energy, the air, cross ventilation, I'll make sure
I
that.
think all the five tattvas should always be, there should be some connect with the
Yeah.
house. I agree to it. And then sun energy, the sun rays, if it happens to be in all rooms of your house, that is the most beautiful thing that can happen to you.
Yes, yes. And it cleanses our aura, and as well as if there is anything inside our house, I mean, you can just banish that with the positive energy of sun god. That's what I feel.
Absolutely. Hello, Anita. Thank you for joining in. What is your perspective
हेलो
on this?
अभी तो मैंने
Join ही किया है. Okay,
राइट
let's go ahead then.
ये सोचो
Reduce.
ज्वाइन करेंगे रात का टाइम है 10 o'clock टाइम है
Okay. Reduce your exposure to the very low energy of commercials and cable television. Children in America see 12,000 simulated murders in their living room before their 14th birthday.
Actually, the meaning of simulated is it is a fake or imitation. I'm just trying to give the meaning because I'm on Kindle. I mean, we can also improve our vocabulary. So, in that sense, I have told. And sorry for,
No, it's okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Television news programming puts a heavy emphasis on bringing the bad and the ugly into your home, and in large part, leaving out the good. It's a constant stream of negativity that evades your living space and attracts more of the same into your life. Violence is the main ingredient of television entertainment, interspe- inters- interspersed with commercial breaks sponsored by the huge drug cartels telling us that happiness is found in their pills. the viewing public is told that it needs all sorts of low energy medicines to overcome every mental and physical malady known to humankind. My conclusion is that the majority of television shows provide a steady stream of low energy most of the time. This is one of the reasons I have elected to devote a significant portion of my time and effort in support of non commercial public television and help replace messages of negativity, hopelessness, violence, profanity, and disrespect with the higher principles that match up with the principle of intention. It is very true. Even here in India, when you switch on the TV, if you switch on to the news, it is mostly all negative. And I have heard Sister Shivani also saying this multiple times that whatever you see is whatever is something that you're going to attract in your life as well. So, to be honest, I'm not one of those who watch a lot of TV, who watches a lot of news, especially. Yes, it does run in my family. It does, it is on in the TV. But I now normally, if you come to me and talk about politics, news, current affairs, I would be the last one who would know anything about what is happening in the world. Not that it is very good, but ठीक है, good नहीं है तो I'm not attracting the negativity either. That is how I feel. All right. Anybody wants to share anything about this?
I rarely watch television, Karishma. I rarely watch, and in fact, if I watch, also my mind keeps on triggering me to do so many things which are more useful than this. Like at least work on the vocabulary, or at least clean the kitchen, or at least clean something which is already cleaned. But I rarely see television. Actually, these days I am planning to make that as a habit, but it's not working with me.
What
Same is
about
true
you,
for
Anita?
me. Same is true for me. I rarely watch TV. And if anyone is watching any movie or anything, I will watch with them, sit with them sometimes, right? I have no priorities that I have to watch this. But now I am trying कि लोग देखते हैं ना वेब सीरीज देखते हैं कुछ ऐसे ऐसे देखते हैं तो I should somewhat see that also. But
Hmm.
I don't go on that track. I try to. But news I don't watch.
अच्छा, मतलब कि
जैसे कश्मीर का भी हुआ ना मुझे सडनली किसी से आगे ऐसे पता चला आई हैव नॉट गॉट दैट न्यूज फ्रॉम द न्यूज
same here. My daughter only told me.
या
It's sad that we don't know at all. But in a way, you stay at peace as well while you don't know.
यस तो माइंड में भी वैसी चीजें चलती रहती है ना फिर अब हमारा दिमाग क्या ना उस चीज में जाता ही नहीं है कि क्या इमोशंस आ रहे हैं क्या नहीं ज्यादा उस चीज में हम नहीं रहते
Yes. But recently only one of my friends, she shared a video. I think I was selling it in the afternoon as well, right, Anita? She shared a video wherein, reels chal rahi hai, that the army men are going back on their, plots and wherever they are, plotted. And it is so difficult for the family members to part ways with them because कुछ पता ही नहीं ना कि वापस आएंगे
या
कि नहीं आएंगे.
हाँ
And
हम बात करते हैं सेम
that actually gives me shivers. That actually makes me, go into tears as well. But then that's it. फिर भी मैं जाके न्यूज में घुस के नहीं देखने वाली हूँ कि अभी क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है. जो होगा बता दिया जाएगा, पता ही चल जाएगा होना होगा तो. Anyway, let's not dig into it more. Next is enhance your energy field with photographs. You may find it difficult to believe that photography is a form of energy reproduction and that every photograph contains energy. See for yourself by strategically placing photographs taken in moments of happiness, love, and receptivity to spiritually, क्या एक minute, love and receptivity to spiritual help around your living quarters, in a workplace, in your automobile, and even on your clothing or in pocket or wallet. Arrange photographs of nature, animals, and expressions of joy and love in your environment and let their energy radiate into your heart and provide you with their higher frequency. On that note, I would say हम पुरानी photos जब देखते हैं, when we see the pictures of our kids, then how do we feel? Every emotion, every thing reflects back. It comes back into our heart. It feels like we are reliving those days. Now, when we feel that we are reliving those moments, what is happening? There is an energy exchange that is happening between that photo, picture, and you. And that is why it is saying that energy exchange happens. अब आप अगर ऐसी चीजों की photos रखोगे, I still remember that my mother-in-law got a wound. She got a bed sore in her toe, on her heel, which got bad. It got bad, and I used to click picture of it to show it to the doctor. And few days back, while I was cleaning my phone, I happened to see that, and I was like, "Ay माँ बहुत तेज की दर्द होती होगी," and I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Hey Ram, अब इसका क्या करूँ? Delete कर दूँ क्या?" And ideally speaking, if you delete it, then it is not going to come back to you again, right? That's my take on that. Yes, I agree to it. What about you guys? Anita, Pranavi.
With you. Same.
Yes, Pranavi.
When we see any
Yeah,
photos,
it's the same. Like whenever I have time, at times I'll just go back to my gallery, or otherwise Facebook or some gallery will keeps on reminding you that 2 years back, 3 years back, 4 years back, it suddenly pops up, and then I feel so happy about it.
happy also the emotions that we were having at that time,
Yes.
they also pop up, whether it is sad
Yes.
or happiness moments. Every emotions pops up.
Yes.
Not
Even
only
you
also
also
happiness.
remember the actual incident that was happening in your home, and all of a sudden you saw your child or XYZ doing this or that, and then you quickly click the picture. So that,
Whole scene comes
yes.
in front.
All right. So the next one, become conscious of the energy levels of your acquaintances, friends, and extended family. You can raise your own energy level by being in the energy field of others who resonate closely to spiritual consciousness. Choose to be in close proximity to people who are empowering, who appeal to your sense of connection to intention, who sees the greatness in you, who feel connected to God, and who live a life that gives evidence that Spirit has found celebration through them. Recall that higher energy nullifies and converts lower energy. So be conscious of being in the presence of and interacting with higher energy people who are connected to Spirit and living the life they were intended to. Stay in the energy field of higher energy people, and your anger, hate, fear, and depression will melt, magically converting to the higher expression of intention. I do go to satsang, and I have a group where all the spiritual messages are sent every day, and एक दो लोगों के साथ I have a one-on-one connect as well in that group. And I know for a fact that whenever I interact with them, I am not even this Karishma. I am another level, a higher version of Karishma. And it is said that the more you stay with such people, it is said that you are an average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. The more you sit around with the thieves, you will be called upon as a thief and you will become one. If you sit between the people who are spiritually awakened, you will have that intention to be one of them. And when you practice just like they are, you also you will get what you are, aiming for, whatever you're desiring. Yes, Pranavi.
Yeah, the best example is you, Karishma, because as I have told you just before bedtime, I'm meeting a beautiful soul who is seeking her own divine path. So there would be some transfer of energy and it works through the whole night. So I can have a brighter morning. And the changes in me is I'm doing my meditation on a regular basis. Maybe in a week I may miss 1 or 2 days or so, but then these days I'm quickly getting awakened. I mean, there is like burst of high energies when I wake up. So yeah, it always matters interacting with higher energy level people, and exchange of knowledge of good things will always it gives a good impact on us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. So do you. So do you. I am
Oh,
so
yeah.
blessed, to be honest, I'm so blessed to have every soul that comes to my room, especially, in this session. I've seen that all of them are so aligned with the topic. They're so happy with the topic that most of the people who would not align to this topic would have left the room. And I'm happy that the 5, 6 people who are with me on this journey are actually enjoying it.
Yes.
And that is in itself is such a support. I would say it is so much easier. So how would it be if nobody would have liked to come into this room because this book is being read? It would have been so difficult for me to read it alone. I did not read yesterday because I love when I am reading, we discuss. There is a new thought, there is a new energy that is reviving within each one of us. And
Yes.
that is what is the purpose of this book as well as the club.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you to
Yeah.
each one of you. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Pranavi.
Yeah. I would just try to read this for some time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Monitor your activities and where they take place. Avoid low energy fields where there is excessive alcohol, drug consumption, or violent behavior, and gatherings where religious or ethnic exclusion and vitriolic prejudice or judgment are the focus. All of these kinds of venues discourage you from raising your energy and encourage you to match up with lower deliberating. The meaning of no, debilitating. Debilitating meaning is weak or damaging. So yeah, damaging energy. Immerse yourself in nature, appreciating its beauty, spending time camping, hiking, swimming, taking nature walks, and revealing in the natural world. Attend lectures on spirituality, take a yoga class, give or receive a message, visit monasteries or meditation centers, and commit to helping others in need with visits to the elderly in it's geriatric. The meaning of geriatric is old. To the elderly in old centers or sick children in hospitals. Every activity has an energy field. Choose to be in places where the energy fields reflect the 7 phases of intention. Extend act of kindness, asking for nothing in return. Anonymously extend financial aid to those less fortunate, and do it from the kindness of your heart, expecting not even a thank you. Activate your magnificent obsession by learning to be kind while keeping your ego, which expects to be told how wonderful you are, out of the picture completely. This is an essential activity for connecting to intention because the universal all creating spirit returns acts of kindness with the response. How may I be kind to you? Pick up some litter and place it in a proper receptacle and tell no one about your actions. In fact, spend several hours doing nothing but cleaning and clearing out mess that you didn't create. Any act of kindness extended towards yourself, others, or your environment matches you up with the kindness inherent in the universal power of intention. It's an energizer for you and causes this kind of energy to flow back into your life. The poignant story, The Valentine by Ruth MacDonald, illustrates the kind of giving I'm suggesting here. The little boy symbolizes the magnificent obsession I just referred to. He was a shy little boy, not very popular with the other children in grade 1. As Valentine's Day approached, his mother was delighted when he asked her one evening to sit down and write the names of all the children in his class so that he could make a valentine for each. Slowly, he remembered each name aloud and his mother recorded them on a piece of paper. He worried endlessly for fear he would forget someone. Armed with a book of valentines to cut out with scissors and crayons and paste, he plotted his conscientiousness, taking great care, the meaning, his conscientiousness way down the list. When each one was finished, his mother printed the name on a piece of a paper and watched him laboriously copy it. As the pile of finished valentines grew, so did his satisfaction. About this time, his mother began to worry whether the other children would make valentines for him. He hurried home so fast each afternoon to get on with his task that it seemed likely the other children playing along the street would forget his existence altogether. How absolutely horrible if he went off to the party armed with 37 tokens of love and no one had remembered him. She wondered if there were some way she could sneak a few valentines among those he was making so that he would be sure of receiving at least a few. But he watched his hoard so jealously and counted them over so lovingly that there was no chance to slip in an extra. She assumed a mother's most normal rule, that of patient waiting. The day of the Valentine box finally arrived, and she watched him trudge off down the snowy street, a box of heart shaped cookies in one hand, a shopping bag clutched in the other, with 37 neat tokens of his labor. She watched him with a burning heart. Please, God, she prayed, let him get at least a few. All afternoon, her hands were busy here and there, but her heart was at the school. At 3:30, she took her knitting and sat with studied coincidence in a chair that gave a full view of the street. Finally, he appeared alone. Her heart sank. Up the street he came, turning every once in a while to back up a few steps into the wind. She strained her eyes to see his face. At that distance, it was just a rosy blur. It was not until he turned in at the walk that she saw it. The one lone valentine clutched in his little red mitt. Only one. After all his work, and from the teacher probably, the knitting blurred before her eyes. If only you could stand between your child and life. She laid down her work, and walked to meet him at the door. What rosy cheeks, she said. Here, let me untie your scarf. Were the cookies good? He turned towards her, a face shining with happiness and complete fulfillment. Do you know what? He said. I did not forget a one, not a single one. Be specific when you affirm your intentions to raise your energy level and create your desires. Place your affirmations in strategic places where you will notice and read them throughout the day. For example, I intend to attract the job I desire into my life. I intend to be able to afford the specific automobile I envision myself driving by the 30th of the next month. I intend to donate 2 hours of my time this week to the underprivileged. I intend to heal myself of this persistent fatigue. Written affirmations have an energy of their own and will guide you in raising your energy level. I practice this myself. A woman named Lynn Hall, who lives in Toronto, sent me a beautiful plaque that I look at each day. In her letter, she stated, here is a gift for you, written
Solely.
solely for you in an effort to convey heartfelt gratitude for the blessing of your presence in my life. That said, I'm sure that the sentiment is a universal one, speaking for every other soul on the planet who has experienced the same good fortune. May the light and love that you emit forever reflect back to you in the joyful abundance. Dr. Dyer, the beautiful etched in soul plaque reads like this: Spirit has found great voice in you. In vibrant truths and joyful splendor, Spirit has found revelation through you. In resonant and reflective ways, Spirit has found celebration through you. In infinite expanses and endless to reach. The grace of your gifts, Spirit has found both wings and light. I read these words daily to remind me of my connection to Spirit and allow the words to flow from my heart to yours, fulfilling my intentions and hopefully helping you to do the same. As frequently as possible, hold thoughts of forgiveness in your mind. In muscle testing, when you hold a thought of revenge, you will go weak, while a thought of forgiveness keeps you strong. Revenge, anger, and hatred are exceedingly low energies that keep you from matching up with the attributes of the universal force. A simple thought of forgiveness towards anyone who may have angered you in the past without any action taken on your part will raise you to the level of spirit and aid you in your individual intentions. You can either serve spirit with your mind or use that same mind to divorce yourself from spirit. Married to the 7 phases of spiritual intention, you connect to that power. Divorced, your self importance, your ego takes over. Here is a final obstacle to making your connection to intention. Now you can go ahead, Karishma, with the reading part.
So, do you actually realize that the intention of the child
Mhm.
was that I should not forget any name?
Yes,
That's it. And the
yes.
mother was worried about, "Hai Ram, मेरे बच्चे को कोई वापस देगा कि नहीं?" But the child was so happy that yes, mummy, I did not forget any name. I had written all the names. That is the power of intention.
Yes, he intended to remember each and every one, and he made sure that he wouldn't miss And that's a lovely intention by the small boy.
Yes. And he was not even bothered somebody gave him or not. That is so beautiful, na? He was
Yes.
only bothered about कि मेरे को ये चाहिए कि मैं किसी का नाम नहीं भूलूं. And he happened to win that.
Yes. Yes. Lovely.
Your self-importance. In The Fire from Within, Carlos Castaneda hears these words from his Soccer teacher. Self-importance is man's greatest enemy. What weakens him is feeling offended by the deeds and misdeeds of his fellow man. Self-importance requires that one spends most of one's life offended by something or someone. This is a major impediment to connecting to the intention. You can all too easily create a no match here. Basically, your feelings of self-importance are what makes you feel special. So let's deal with the concept of being special. It's essential that you have a strong self-concept and that you feel unique. The problem is when you misidentify who you truly are by identifying yourself as your body, your achievements, and your possessions. Then you identify people who have accomplished less as inferiors, and your self-importance superiority causes you to constantly offended in one way or the another. This misidentification is the source of most of your problems as well as most of the problems of the humankind. Feeling special leads us to our self-importance. Castaneda writes later in his life, many years after his initial emergence into the world of Socracy, about the futility of self-importance. The more I thought about it and the more I talked to and I observed myself and my fellow men, the more intense the conviction that something was rendering us incapable to any activity and any interaction or any thought that didn't have the self as its focal point. And it is so true that we have all the focus on ourselves. The moment we stop focusing on us, on me, in fact, I would say if my focus reduces from me and expands to us, that will be the space wherein I will not be very important for myself. It will be us who would be important. It will be we who will be important. And most of the times, our ego shines through self-importance. We keep on, there is a big talk that is happening. There has to be, self-worth, there was this word used here as well, identity, boundaries. I agree to all of it. But in the quest of raising those bars for ourselves, we forget about everything and we only match up to the thing that I am very important. And if anybody is doing something to me, it is all wrong. We have started superior from others saying ki I am better than you. But the reality is the context of self-worth or self-identity was not for us to feel superior than others, but it was to feel better about our own selves, not to dominate others, not to, boss around with people, but to have that worth about ourselves within us. The wrong part was that we were thinking, Hai Ram, main to bichari abla nari. We were living in a victimhood. That is why the concept of all these new words were given, that you are important, you are loved, you are this. But it was not for us to go there and say, I am the boss here. Now listen to me. With the self as a focal point, you sustain the illusion that you are your body, which is completely separate entity from all others. This sense of separatedness leads you to compete rather than cooperate with everyone else. Ultimately, it's no match with spirit and becomes a huge obstacle to your connection to the power of intention. In order to relinquish your self importance, you will have to become aware of how entrenched it is in your life. Ego is simply an idea of who you are that you carry around with you. As such, it can't be surgically removed by having a egoectomy. This idea of who you think you are will persistently erode any possibility you have to connecting to the intention. While I talk of this, last point that Pranavi was reading was about forgiveness in the mind, and also about how we should work towards doing charity, doing some kind of वर्क जो एक हाथ से करो और दूसरे हाथ को पता भी नहीं चले. That is the way it goes, right? And in this book itself, the example has been given to clean up places that nobody is actually, validating you on. That is the best way to ground yourself. If you are trying to fly up high, I think the best way to connect to your, to the intention is to do seva. Where nobody is asked about anything, where everybody is there doing their own thing, and they are not concerned with what anybody is thinking about you. And you're just doing it to wash away the, layers of dust that is getting onto your soul by thinking about how good you are, or maybe how when you shine your ego into the worldly chatters. Me this and me that, I have this, I have that, I have accomplished this, I have studied this much, I have accomplished this many, I have this car, and I have this position, and this and that. That is shining your own ego. And when you do activities that humble you, that is the best way to get connected to the intention. Anybody wants to share anything? Pranavi?
Yeah, I don't know, but then you should always be conscious, Karishma, regarding this. I mean, you should also make sure that you belong to we are all social beings. That togetherness should be there. You cannot show that you are separate and unique and all that. From there the differences would turn out. And yeah, of the idea of who you think you are will persistently erode any possibility you have of connection to the intention. And like, you need to have a repetition of thought and repetition of intention that will always connect to the universe. So it's not that I have the power of intention right now, but these kind of things, they would always act like a great obstacle. So you should be, I mean, may not be time and again, but you need to observe your emotional state and the belongingness and all. I mean, you should make a habit. So that will clear your way to reach the spiritual evolution in a much better way. So, yeah.
Anita is feeling sleepy. Anita, do you want to say something so that you feel a little active? Drink some water.
मैं बैठ जाती हूँ कैमरा ऑन करती हूँ
Camera on. Okay, tell me, do you want to share anything?
नो अभी तो नहीं है
So today in the afternoon as well, we were talking about this, what were we talking about? Anita will tell.
What was the topic we were discussing?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Let me think. Uh,
So,
situations come and go, ना? We were discussing that. Seasons आते हैं जाते हैं, right? And not everything lasts forever. This too shall pass. अगर कोई भी सिचुएशन आती है तो वो भी पास हो जाएगी, right? Whether it is happiness or whether it is sadness. Happy now?
very happy. This was just to, wake you up.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to share something. That is, when we were reading the book, what was the book name? Courage to be Disliked.
Correct.
Nahin. When we were reading the book Courage to be Disliked, we were constantly talking about this alignment. Nobody is below you, nobody is above you. The moment you
Yes.
start feeling superior or inferior to anybody, you have to understand that you are going above or below. And it
Again,
is
the
not on that.
interaction of the ego would happen. Either you think superior or inferior about one's own self.
Exactly. And that book also suggested it. And now here as well. If we are equal to anybody and everybody, we are not different from anybody. Whether it is a child or it is an adult, आप प्रभु समझाएं. So I also believe that if you feel, so there are so many times when I do not know even the word that we are reading in the book. I don't know the meaning of the book, the words, a lot of words. And when somebody tells me कि हाँ this is the meaning, I'm like, I thank you. मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा था, अभी समझ में थोड़ा सा better आएगा. And I still remember in one of the sessions as well. I actually told कि जाओ जरा एक बार डिक्शनरी से देख लो, मुझको इस चीज का मतलब नहीं पता है till I am reading, like finishing off with the paragraph. It is okay for you not to know everything. It is okay for you to be falling anywhere or anywhere. Because we all, if we are into a sisterhood, if I say, so we are all girls here, so we are sisters. तो अगर मैं थोड़ी सी ऊपर होंगी तो ये मेरे को ऊपर मेरे साथ मैच कर लेगा, अगर मैं थोड़ी नीचे होंगी तो दिस वन जो ऊपर है वो मेरे को थोड़ा सा खींच के ऊपर ले आएगा. It is not about perfection. It is not about कि
It's all about uplifting each other. That is
exactly.
actually
Right.
the purpose of the human life, I guess.
Yes.
That's why we are connecting here.
That
If
is why we are
they,
connecting,
if
but
they
this is
people
not this should not be the boundary. That is the message, right? When we go out somewhere, if we feel that somebody is feeling low, we should take it as a human responsibility कि यार मैं इसके साथ मैं ऐसी कौन सी बात कर सकती हूँ? What can I tell that person from my experience, from my learnings of life, that I raise that person? And once we start doing that, not from the head that I know more of that, but from the heart of love and giving something. Right? The 7 steps of overcoming egos hold on you के बारे में हम पढ़ेंगे कल. Tomorrow is Friday and I would love for each one of you to come in the session. क्योंकि ये हमारे को पढ़ना है. We are still on this chapter. अभी तो it is going to take Monday as well as you. ठीक है. So please do
All right.
come tomorrow and we shall continue reading from here tomorrow. That is 7 steps of overcoming ego's hold on you. हटानी है ना ego. सबके साथ इतने प्यार से रहना है जैसे I'm still envisioning that time when everybody is sitting together. There is no difference between the rich and the poor. I don't know when it is going to happen, but if that happens, that will be a beautiful space to be there. The world will be a wonderful place to be living in. They say that you will get a heaven when you go there after your death. The reality is we can actually create the heaven on this earth. But we are not
Right.
even choosing. We are, always. अभी मैं खुद ही बता दो ना, मेरे साथ मेरे घर में कोई काम करने आता है, जिस ग्लास में मैं पानी पी रही हूँ आप उस ग्लास में सर्व कर रहे हो, कि यू आर गिविंग इट इनटू द अदर ग्लास, वो स्टील वाले ग्लास में दे रहे हो कि वो कांच के ग्लास में दे रहे हो। मेरी क्रॉकरी, ये तो मेरा इतना एक्सपेंसिव सेट है, मैं इसमें थोड़ी ना पानी दूंगी। आई विल गिव इट इन द स्टील का ग्लास। Yesterday only I had these two guys had come to do the servicing of the AC. My husband told me, अच्छा let me get the glasses. He went to get the glasses. तब तक मैं जिन glasses में हम लोग ही पीते हैं उसमें मैं I had made the lemonade for them. Is it इसमें बना दिया? मैंने कहा हाँ जी। तो he took that only. And he had got me the steel वाले glasses just to tell me कि अभी इसमें बना देती है तो। And I was already done and he was okay चल इसमें बना दिया तो I'll give it to him. But the thing is that distinction, that has to finish. It is not that I am having my tea in a beautiful cup, and if the house help is coming, she is not allowed to have. She should have her own choice. It is not me who is telling her, तू ना ये वाले glass में पियो कल से. Not that way. And it is going to come from our own home. It is going to start here itself. Let's see when does that happen.
Yes.
Anything anybody wants to share before we close this session?
That's all for today, Karishma. I'm feeling little drowsy. So, yeah.
Okay, take good care of yourself. See you tomorrow at 10
Yeah.
p.m. God bless you. Have a good
Yeah.
night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye.